Hey everybody, welcome back to the Statistical Trader YouTube channel. Diamond with you here, and today we're going to talk about GameStop. What happened there? Okay, so in the past probably like month or so, GameStop rallied, I don't know, at least 500%, probably even more. A lot of happy people made a lot of big money off of it. Some people still have their floating profits expecting for more. But I want to talk to you about why this happened and how this happened, and just what's happening in general, because up until very recently the media and everyone didn't really have a good sense on why this stock is acting the way it is. And actually yesterday and the day before that, finally something started coming up, and a lot of uncertainty, and just it's a little unclear what these people are doing to manipulate the stock price in that way. So I just want to try to explain it to you the best I can in what is the underlying logic behind this move, and why probably we will see movies being made about these few days in the near future. Okay, so a group of retail investors on a subreddit called Wall Street Bets, I believe, decided that they want to do such a thing called a short squeeze or a gamma squeeze or something like that. And basically what that means is these retail investors decided that they're going to pick some stocks that are heavily shorted, and they will run up the price of those stocks just by buying and holding the stock, just taking everything that there is to sell and buying it and not selling and just holding. By doing so, and by being a large Reddit group that it was known to a lot of retail traders, they have managed to run up the stock price. Now, when this happened, a few hedge funds who were heavily short GameStop stock were actually in a very tight spot, and they were losing a lot of money. So what happened was these retail investors decided that they are going to run these hedge funds as they decide, because initially they picked like a few stocks, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, GameStop, I think some other stocks as well. But GameStop was the one that really acted well for them and that they really focused on recently. So when they picked this stock, they decided that they're going to run these hedge funds into a corner, because when a hedge fund opens a short position, that short position basically has an unlimited loss, right? If you're long a stock, your loss is limited to basically the amount of your position. So if you're long, $1 million of GameStop, the worst you can do is actually just lose $1 million if the company goes bankrupt, worth zero. So your stocks are worthless. If you are short a stock, that is absolutely not the case. Imagine a hedge fund shorts a GameStop stock at $20, and then the stock rallies to $40. At this point, their loss is 100%. So they lost their whole position size. But that's not it, because if they don't cover their shorts and they have margin, or they have money that they could use to cover their to just basically hold the stock, hold their shorts open, they can lose a lot more. And actually that's what kept on happening. They kept on sticking to their shorts, and these retail investors kept running up the price. And with these huge exponential moves, completely logical moves in price, what happened was it attracted so much attention to itself that more and more and more retail investors jumped to it, rallying up the price to crazy levels. And when yesterday and the day before that, these things started popping up in the news, even Elon Musk yesterday tweeted, I think, GameStop or something like that. So when these things happened, it attracted so much more attention that the stock rallied. I think in the past 12 hours or so, it rallied probably around like 250%. Up to the highs, and then before bouncing back. So this means that the hedge funds are experiencing a loss way beyond their initial investment. And at this point, a few hedge funds were already bankrupt. The one in picture, the one that they were focusing on, I believe, was called the Melvin Capital Hedge Fund, which was heavily short GameStop stock. They had some money loaned to them, I think around $3 billion loaned to them in order to help them maintain their short position, which was completely eaten today pre-market and the pre-market activity when the stock just rallied like crazy. And now there's a lot of news happening that the hedge fund is filing for bankruptcy, that they already closed their positions. So there is a lot of speculation, and it's hard to say what is truth, what is not, because the short positions, you can still see that those short positions are still to this moment open there right now, so it didn't change. But maybe somebody else bought their shorts, maybe, I don't know. But basically you can't really trust what news are saying, because they might be manipulating the public in order to give better price to just maybe liquidate the position that they are in. So basically the idea of this short squeeze was to run the hedge funds into a corner with their short positions and hold your long orders up until these hedge funds will be forced to close their short positions. Now, when they are forced to close their short positions, they will have to buy at any price available. They will not have the luxury to pick the price. So that was the idea, that when basically we run them into a corner, and when they have to liquidate their shorts, the price will quickly spike up because they will be picking up all of these sell orders out there. And that is the end game for these investors. So that's when they hopefully collect their profits and go home happy and probably pick a new target. I hope this kind of explains what happened with the price. It's still in play, but there's just a lot of uncertainty happening at the very moment, just with news coming out and everything. And I think people are getting scared right now, so locking in their profits. So I'm not too sure what's going to continue on happening. But a few things I want to go into. I want to talk about some speculations that I'm having about what could actually happen. So first of all, let's talk about the Elon Musk tweet. I have read a very interesting thing. The Melvin Capital hedge fund was very proudly short Tesla stock for a long time in the past, and that was always driving Elon mad. And Elon is actually a kind of person that's very against shorts, just from his recent statements, as we can see. So he at one point, I believe, said that shorting should be illegal. Now obviously, as a majority owner in Tesla, that makes sense. He wouldn't want the stock price to be driven down. But basically it seems that he's very happy with this move that the retail crowd gathering together pulled against Melvin Capital, just out of spite because of their shorting bias on the stocks. So that's one fun thing. Another fun thing is, let's talk about what this play means, because I have seen a lot of people in that subreddit group making millions and millions. Let's talk about what this means for them, taking their paper profits and turning them into actual money. When this thing happens, if it did happen, or whenever it does happen, that huge move up that they're expecting, and I don't know if it did already happen pre-market today, or if it's still about to happen. Basically they were aiming for Friday when the options expire, but we'll see. When this happens, they will also be forced to liquidate their positions. So their goal was to sell their positions at that point to the Melvin Capital Group or to other huge shorters that will be forced to just buy in whatever's out there. But if they will not be buying in, what's going to happen, these retail investors, they will start liquidating hopefully themselves, and they will start driving the price down themselves, which will mean their paper profits turning from huge millions into, probably it still will be huge, but it's not going to be what they are seeing right now if their liquidation starts happening right now at the moment. So that's one more thing. The liquidation, it might be difficult. So that's why my play in it was kind of short. I got in, got out, and I probably won't touch it anymore. Just I don't want to get stuck on that very heat when it's gonna happen. So getting out might be a bit complicated. Another thing, and this is kind of intangible more, but I do see this as a possibility, because think about this. Historically speaking, the small guy, the little guy, never has won against big money, ever. and they are trying to pull this right now against these hedge funds, and they are succeeding because they have run successfully a few of them out of business. And kudos to them. I'm super happy about that, just because if you're running a hedge fund and you're such exposed to a single position that it could run you out of business, you don't deserve the name of hedge fund. So that's great news from my perspective. But historically speaking, that is not logical. So I'm thinking, and actually a few of my friends, my brother even, were kind of speculating that what might happen is SEC might come out with a rule or just place like a trading halt or something on the GameStop stock, basically disabling this move that they're trying to pull. And I don't know how that will occur, but that is also a possibility that you have to be on the lookout if you are a person who's buying and holding this stock, because you never know. I mean, look at 2008. These huge banks, they screwed up royally, but they were completely bailed out. And it seems that this might happen again, where big money gets bailed out and the retail investor gets hurt, even though they did play a smart game. So that's another thing to consider. Another thing I would like to discuss is actually what's going to happen after this. When they finish their move, what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of people, crazy retail investors with a lot of money, hopefully. Now, think about where that money is going to go to. There might be some other stocks that they might turn to. They might send that money to cryptos, just based on looking at the recent crypto movement. Technically speaking, it seems to me that a pullback movement is near its end and we might start buying again. So that might be the initial boost that's going to actually take the cryptos out of the pullback. But basically, there is going to be a huge concentration of money, provided that they execute this move successfully in the market, that will need to be directed somewhere. So if you want to see, if you want to catch the next opportunity, I think what's best done right now is actually seeing level-headed, not playing the GameStop stock right now, but stepping back, thinking about it in a level-headed manner, where this money will move. Try to follow that money, maybe follow their subreddit group or just see what they're discussing. And as that money flows into certain instruments, your best bet is probably to flow with that money into those instruments as well, because that's going to mean good profits for you. So that's probably going to be my play after this whole settles down. And yeah, I just wanted to make a video trying to explain this a little bit better. I don't know if I succeeded, if I managed or not, but I just wanted to talk about it. It's just so amazing. I mean, we're living in a time of history right now, and this is the absolutely most fun 2 weeks I have ever had in the markets, and I hope it lasts. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.